Josh Frydenberg taking questions at a news conference in Melbourne.
Look what Labor does. And today you had the embarrassment of Bill Shorten equating his climate change policies with a reduction in someone eating the number of Big Macs. I mean, is this guy for real? Does Bill Shorten, who equates his big new electricity tax, which he can't explain, with reducing the number of Big Macs? This guy wants to be in the lodge to be Prime Minister of Australia. I mean, yesterday he was talking about getting the taxpayer to pay for private sector wages for childcare workers, and he said that was the first cab off the rank. Today he says it's the first and only cab off the rank. His policy changed from yesterday to today. We saw with superannuation him look down the camera and lie and say Labor was not increasing super taxes, and we know they are by $34 billion. We saw him say to a worker in Queensland who confronted him about what was Labor doing to reduce their tax, he refused to come clean and tell him that they were increasing their marginal rate of tax to 49%. So Bill Shorten doesn't understand his own policies, is hiding the detail behind some of his policies. He's heavy on spin and light on detail. And the Australian people are already voting in record numbers. Thousands of people are out at pre-poll, but Bill Shorten won't tell them the cost of his economy-wrecking policies.
So would you rule out working with the Greens in the case of a hung parliament?
Well, we are focused on delivering for the Australian people responsible tax cuts, 1.25 million new jobs, a climate change policy which will ensure the transition to more renewables but not come at the expense of people's electricity bill. I don't think the Greens would be supporting our policies. They've been the critics at every turn, but they know in Bill Shorten they've got a fellow traveller. They know in Bill Shorten they've got somebody who will sign off on their reckless economy-wrecking climate change targets of 45%. But you see, the Australian people need to know the detail and the cost. It's not about the cost of reducing your number of Big Macs. It's actually about the cost to the Australian economy. Every small business, every big business, every Australian household will be paying through their teeth for Labor's higher and reckless emissions reduction targets, but Bill Shorten is not coming clean with them, even though they're already voting.
Chris Bowen wants to do 2 more debates with you beyond your press club debate on Monday. Sky News has invited you to debate your counterpart. Are you interested?
Well, we are going to debate on Neil Mitchell's show on tax, and I'm very happy to debate Chris Bowen about the state of the economy. I say to Chris Bowen, though, when you were last Treasurer, growth was lower, unemployment was higher, investment was weaker, and there were deficits as far as the eye could see. That was your legacy for the Australian economy. In contrast, we've just put down a budget with the first surplus in more than a decade. We've already legislated significant tax cuts, and we now have a plan for further tax cuts, including putting into the pockets of Australians earning up to $126,000 $1,080 in their pocket in just 11 weeks' time. So I'm happy to debate Chris Bowen. I'll be doing that at the Press Club for all of you to see next Monday, and I look forward to that. I'll be doing it on Neil Mitchell, and there'll be plenty of opportunities to debate Chris Bowen. But I say to him, his leader is refusing to debate Scott Morrison, and that's because I think it's because he's going to come off second best.
How did Jeremy Hearn get pre-selected in the first place? Does the Victorian Liberal Party need to have a look at their selection processes?
Well, on Jeremy Hearn, we've acted very swiftly. Those comments were unacceptable. They have no place in the Liberal Party. They don't reflect the views of the Liberal Party. But I won't be lectured on these matters by the Labor Party, who've had to disendorse their Senate candidate in the Northern Territory for anti-Semitic views. You've seen Melissa Park in Western Australia have to remove herself after her unacceptable views. And as of 9 o'clock this morning, the Labor Party in the seat of Goldstein is still preferencing an independent with anti-Semitic views ahead of the Liberal Party. So I won't be lectured by the Labor Party on these matters. What I will say is after every election, we review our pre-selection processes and vetting processes, and this will be no different after this election. More questions? Thank you.